Hi, in today's video we'll discuss how to add inventory to your website using the manual add feature. This is video number 3 out of the series of 5. In the first 2 videos we discussed how to add your vehicle using the 17-digit VIN number or how to add a vehicle using the year, make, and model features within the quick add option. Today we're going to select add inventory and choose manual entry. Manual entry allows you to populate all of your vehicle's details manually. So you can start by choosing product type and select from the available product types here. As you can see, there's a lot of flexibility for taking in products outside of the power sports industry or even included in. So today we're just going to add a normal motorcycle, but see here that you can also add in a bunch of other options if you have those and would like to implement those on your website. So we'll click motorcycle. I'm going to choose from an older model year, which is the reason I'm manually entering this in today. So I've got a 1978 Triumph Bonneville. So you'll use the manual entry when a vehicle is not in our database. So we wouldn't have a vintage vehicle like a 1978 Triumph Bonneville in our database, but that doesn't mean you can't represent that on your website. So using the manual entry is the ideal option for those scenarios. So once we've added that in, you will have to provide your own image, description, colors, and so forth that are typically provided from the database through a decode, but with manual entry, you'll have to provide all of those yourself. So we would simply indicate the fuel type, transmission type, any details you'd like to have included here. The product subtype is going to be required if your vehicle is wanting to be fed over to any third-party provider, such as Cycle Trader. In this case, I'm going to make it a vintage. I can come down here and type in my custom descriptions. I don't have factory color options, but I do have the opportunity to add a generic color option. If the color option I'm looking for is not available, I can simply type that in and either search for it. Let's find something that we don't have, gold. So I'll add that. And then I can choose the MSRP for this particular model. And then any additional information I'd like to include. I can save. That adds the vehicle to my website, but I would still like to add images and some additional specifications. So for equipment, we'll come into standard specifications. This would be typically where the specifications would be if you had decoded it from our database. Since that's not the case, we're going to come in and add custom specifications. So we'll add equipment, and we can choose from some of the existing custom specifications that are already in your database, or I can add a new one. So I can choose here to add mileage. And again, if you just start typing, that will populate. Let's go. Transmission, and we'll add manual. If the option doesn't exist, I can create a new one. I've got a manual transmission. I'm going to add another equipment, new. We'll add mileage. Engine. And save. So you can see I've added some base specifications that will appear on my website using the equipment custom option. Now I'd like to add some images. I'm going to choose to upload images. The previous 2 wouldn't really be available for us here. We're going to select files from our computer. And then wherever you have the images saved on your computer, you can simply upload those. You'll see here I've added 4 images at once. While I wait for those to upload, they'll be available for me to move them around in any particular order I want, or I can delete them or add additional ones once they've completed the upload. And here are my images. Now, I don't want my main image to be the top of the tank, so I'm actually going to move this over using the drag and drop feature. Save my arrangement, and you'll see that changed the image here. So that's how you add a vehicle using the manual add option. The last step will be to make this particular vehicle public by clicking on the public tab. For the other decode options, that was set as default, but for manual entry, since there's so many manual components that you'll need to add to the vehicle, That's not automatically set to public, so you'll need to mark that as public once you've added all the features to the bike. So that's our manual add option, which allows you to add any particular product you'd like to your website.